The first thing you're going to do is draw a line down 1/3 of your paper and just a small section, and then write your name. We are going to start in the small area by making leaves with our green watercolor. The leaves are almond shaped and they're very simple. Your goal is just to fit as many as you can onto your paper. When you're done with your leaves, you want to make sure and wash your brush really well. La-di-da-di-da. Give Mr. Brush his bath rinse, and then go ahead and take your brush and test it on where the leaves are to make sure that it's all the way clear. There's no more green in there. The next thing we're going to do is start on the marigolds, and there's several different ways you can do one. You can do a circle for your center. Remember to always wash your brush between the colors. So for this simple marigold, I'm going to just be taking the different colors and going around the flower as many times as I have room for. These, you don't want them to be too big. You'll see as we go. Another way you could do it is use your brush to make little petals. If your paint is getting too watered down, you can use a paper towel to dry it off between brushes. So for this flower, I'm just doing petals and going over top. There's another way you could do the petals, which is by doing the largest one first and then go over that. So this one's just getting several different layers with different colors and drying your brush in between. This next one is a combo of the circles and the petals. Now I'm just going to try the circly one again, but just different order of colors and layering it on differently. And if you have some extra paint, I had some extra red, so I went ahead and added it to some of the other flowers. This one's just another circly one. Those are super fun. Try to use up your space. You may not even end up using all these flowers, but you might as well, because it's better to have too many than not enough. So if you have a small spot, go ahead and use it up. The first thing we're going to do to make our ofrenda is we are going to make a table at the bottom just by painting a line across the bottom and coloring it in one solid color. And after we are done with that part, we are going to be inspired by the Oaxacan patterns with the animals and look at all the stripes and different things on them, dots, different patterns. And we are going to make a wallpaper that's really exciting on the background. So once the bottom is done, I'm going to flip my paper upside down just so that I don't get my arm in all the paint. And remember, you can always grab a smock if you need to. So I'm doing the lines. I like the dashed lines, so I'm doing that, and I'm just repeating it over my whole background. And once I've finished with the lines, I'm going to go through and add some fun polka dots to it as well. And I'm going to switch from the tip of my brush to the end of my brush to get more uniform dots, something you could try as well. And I don't know if you noticed, but during this video, instead of using Mr. Brush, I was wiping my paint off on the placemat. So we can try that possibly. We don't want to get too much water in this type of paint or on this type of paper. So we'll try that. But we're still trying not to mix the colors. We're just trying to use up all the paint that we have, wipe the rest off on our placemat, and then go into a fresh thing of color. Make sure you write your name on yours, and we'll put it in the drying rack. To make our base, we're going to take a pencil. I'm going to show you in a Sharpie since it's hard to see on the video. You're going to start at the corner and go down, and then go down again. Notice how it looks like a triangle. You're going to do that on both sides at the top. And on the bottom, you're just going to do a curved line from one side to the other. And that's going to make a vase shape when we cut it out. So you'll take your scissors and you'll just cut out those 4 corners. We're going to do some print making with a piece of bubble wrap. So you're going to take your little piece of bubble wrap and you're going to spread some paint on to your bubble wrap. Once you've got a good amount of paint spread on there, you're going to take your vase and turn that bubble wrap over and press it down a bunch of times until you're not really getting very many prints anymore. Then you'll go ahead and take your paint and add the paint back on there, and keep repeating until your whole vase is filled with texture. And don't forget to write your name on your vase. Today we're going to put our final pieces together. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and cut out your marigolds and your leaves. Remember to cut super slow like a sloth. Just pay attention, look at your paper so that you don't cut through anything you don't want to. Once you've cut through all your marigolds, you're going to turn your vase upside down, and you're going to take your glue and spread it on the back. You want to work really quickly. If you have a large vase like mine, then you want to work before the glue dries. So you just need a little bit. Make sure you get the edges and then a little in the middle, and spread it all as thin as you can. I have a little too much excuse me. I have a little too much glue on mine, so you don't need quite that much. Once the glue is spread on, you're going to turn it onto your background and use your hands to press down the corners really well. When you're placing it, you also want to make sure you have plenty of room at the top, because that's where your marigolds are going to go. So make sure your vase is towards the bottom of your paper. Then you're going to take the glue and put a little on, just glue one at a time. Put a little glue on the back and place it somewhere on your vase. Most of them should be above your vase, but if you wanted to put one or two down at the bottom like it fell or like it was hanging down, you can do that too. Then you can go through and place your leaves on there as well. And if you have any big empty spots and you want to add a stem with the green oil pastel, you can make it a little thicker. Try not to go too crazy with the oil pastel if you do try to use them, but it's totally optional. I don't think it really needs it. And now you have a beautiful marigold vase for Dia de los Muertos or any other day.